Versatile Mage. Chapter 11. Yi Xingxia. Mo Fan was in a cheerful mood, humming, Little Apple, as he walked toward Mingwen Middle School. Mingwen Middle School was a private all-girls school, where the most delicate and fashionable girls gathered. Unlike other schools, Mingwen didn't rely on dull magic theory education, nor did it have fools who only knew how to pass exams from magic books. These girls mostly came from families with strong magical backgrounds, so they naturally knew far more than magic students who had to go through 9 years of compulsory magic education. For example, some of them would often wear magical tool ornaments on their chests. These, second-generation magic, girls had been wearing magical tools that enhanced their spiritual force since birth. Compared to them, Mo Fan was just a peasant who had to climb his way up step by step. The roads around the school were lined with luxurious vehicles, as it was just after dismissal. Mo Fan knew Xingxia's character well. She would avoid the crowd of girls with limousines and instead take the small road through the alley, enjoying the fragrance of the bamboo planted by local residents. Mo Fan walked past the main entrance and decided to wait for his little sister, Yi Xingxia, at the end of the alley. There weren't many people who used that alley. Mo Fan passed through several courtyards and reached the familiar path. Even though the world had changed, the city he knew remained the same, and so did the bamboo by the windows. Thinking about it, Yi Xingxia likely hadn't changed either. Mo Fan leaned against a wall in the middle of the alley, looking like a gangster waiting to extort arcade tokens from primary school students. He occasionally glanced toward the alley entrance, hoping to surprise the girl who was about to arrive. But the beautiful silhouette didn't appear for quite some time. How come she's not coming? His stance was starting to make his legs numb. As he slightly closed his eyes, he nearly drifted into meditation out of habit. Suddenly, Mo Fan heard noises coming from the small hill near the alley's entrance. Normally, such sounds would be muffled by the high walls, but for some reason, they reached his ears clearly. Could this be a side effect of meditation, enhanced perception? Curious, Mo Fan walked toward the hill. Soon, the view opened up. At the foot of the hill was a small park with a lawn. Near an air vent stood a swing made of twisted vines, motionless in the cold wind. Sitting on the swing was a girl with long black hair. The winter wind played with her locks, revealing a delicate, fair face. Her long eyelashes, refined nose, and jade-like lips made her seem like a living painting, cold yet beautiful, exuding a quiet elegance. Mo Fan froze for a moment, not realizing how much he enjoyed simply looking at her. A warm feeling welled up in his heart, and the corners of his mouth curved into a faint smile. But soon, something felt off. His brows furrowed as he walked toward the elegant girl. She noticed someone approaching, but when she saw it was Mo Fan, she wasn't surprised at all. Instead, she smiled gently, as though she had been expecting him. "Big brother Mo Fan," she greeted softly. "It's them again, isn't it?" Mo Fan's face darkened as he approached. Xingxia stayed silent. "Today I'll definitely deal with them. They're a bunch of degenerates." Mo Fan's anger flared as he glanced toward the hill's staircase. "There are a lot of them." "Just forget it," Xingxia urged, shaking her head. "I can't forget it. I'm going to deal with these dregs." Without another word, Mo Fan started up the hill. Xingxia reached out to stop him, but he was already climbing, his temper boiling over. She knew his character well. He had always fought neighborhood bullies for her sake, often ending up battered in the process. This was the last thing she wanted to see. This time, it wasn't just local ruffians. These were members of the Azure Bear Gang, a group of dropouts who made trouble in the area. They often harassed wealthy girls, targeting anyone they disliked. There were at least 5 of them up there, 2 of whom were massive compared to Mo Fan. If he went up, he'd almost certainly be beaten badly. On the pavilion atop the hill, "Zhu Bing, don't you think this is a bit inelegant?" A youth with a cigarette in his mouth and poker cards in his hand asked. "How is it inelegant? This is the 16th time I've expressed my sincere feelings to her," asking her to be my girlfriend. Can't I sit here playing cards while she thinks it over? Zhu Bing replied. An azure-colored tattoo snaked up his neck, half covered by his short jacket, making him look all the more intimidating. Yeah, if she was going to reject you, she would have walked away already, King Flash. Ha ha, pay up, double or nothing, laughed a young man in a worn cowboy hat. Damn, you're rotten luck, someone muttered. One more round, we'll play until dark. I don't believe she won't get anxious. Zhu Bing narrowed his eyes smugly. To him, girls were naturally shy and needed a man to be unyielding. Xinxia was becoming more beautiful by the day, and he was determined to have her. People called him a toad lusting after swan meat, but after today, he'd silence them all. Oh, right, I remember this little girl has a brother. That's a bit annoying, the cowboy hat youth said. His fighting ability is pathetic. Other than his stubbornness, he's just a punching bag. You can beat him however you want, Zhu Bing scoffed. That's right, before, I could handle him alone. Now that I've put on some muscle, I'd like to test it out on him. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.